Okay, hi. I have built a number of electronic bikes or e-bikes with these e-bike electric hub wheels. And a lot of people ask me to do them for them, so I've done this for many of my son's friends and they're quite enjoyable to ride. So I'll take you through what I have done and take you through a new one that I'm building. So if we look here, this is one of my first ones. You can see there's a lot of tape, but it has an e-hub wheel, the front wheel. It's easily replaced. The wire comes up the side here, and I zip tie or black tape it into the controller, and I'll show you a new one that I'm putting together. It also has the throttle here, and that has a wire, it comes down, it's zip taped, or in my case black taped into the controller at batteries. So that's one I did. I did this three-wheel bike. It's pretty cool, a little cleaner. I got better. So the front wheels, the e-wheel, you'll see the wires black taped, and the controller and batteries in a bag in the back with a charging port. And I turn this on, you can see it lights up, hopefully, those lights. And when I give it gas, it goes forward about 15 or 20 miles an hour. And now I'm working on this one, so this is where you want to pay attention and learn how you can put together your own electronic bike wheel. I get them off eBay or at Amazon, but I put this front wheel on. In this case, this had shocks, so I had to modify this screw here, but typically you won't have that. So get a good donor bike, even a trash pick bike. To get the throttle on, what I do is I just put some water under here. I peel that back, put some water under it, and if you don't have water, just spit and keep wiggling it off to wiggle that on and put it on. To mount that security, there's an Allen wrench underneath it to mount that secure. I ran the throttle wire down. You can see I haven't zip tied it or secured it to the frame, so that runs from the handlebar down here and into the black plug. That's the model number of the controller that I use. It's a 36 volt controller. It's a kit off eBay. There's the new box with all the new parts. The front wheel, you can see I mounted it physically on here, and I ran the wire. I'll zip tie that really close so when they drop the bike, this wire don't get cut. So I'm going to zip tie that really close right there. And I'll zip tie it up in here, clean. You can see this is the wire that powers the front wheel, and there's three wires with this. Typically a blue, yellow, and green. You just match them up. Make sure those little rubber insulators are pushed in tight, but real easy. Blue, yellow, green. Because that is a brushless motor, pretty efficient motor. So it's 3 wires, not 2 like a typical motor. For the battery, these are pretty expensive, $40 or $50, 36 volt battery. If you search for these to find them, what I search for is electronic scooter self balancing 36 volt battery, 36 volt LiPo scooter battery. I cut the ends off, so these ends are a little bit of retrofitting. This end was on the battery, I cut it off. Buy yourself some of these Posi-Locks wire connects because you can tap right in. This device comes with it, the charging port. So you want to hook that up. Posi tap the red to red, or positive is red to negative into that. I always keep the fuse on the side of the wire going towards the controller. There's a decent fuse in there, and I Posi-Lock them. This wire was going to the speed controller, the scooter controller. But I cut that off and Posi-Lock them together, wire connect them. Probably want to solder them or something else. For the throttle, again, the throttle gets plugged into this. What I always do is just eye up the shapes of this, or you can see the wires match. Red, yellow, and on the bottom, blue, black, so you can match them up. And I test it. The bag that the kit comes from, you can hang it in different spots. You can see I hang it here on this one, under the seat on that one, and didn't even hang a bag on the first one I did. Just taped it all up, which isn't good. Then I test it. So I have the power all hooked up. Well, you turn that on, you can see the lights, and give it a little gas just to, you can see that it works. Now it works, I'll clean all the wires up in a second. But I'll show you what I do with the charging port, because the first time I did it, I left the charging port hanging and they rip all the wires off. That's why this is all ripped up. I even wired in a 12 volt LED, but they broke that, so at night it lights up. But I screwed in with a tap a way they can charge it. So that's the charging port, and tap screwed that into the frame, which seems to be the best way for my kids. As far as the charger, just go on eBay. They're 12, 15 bucks. Look for something. For me, this is a 42 volt 200 milliamp or 2 amp charger, 42 volts. This one is a little higher voltage. On the back of this one, it's I think it's a 44 volt amperage, and there's a charging port on this one. It's pretty cool. So when I'm done cleaning up all the wires there and getting it finished, I'll show you what that looks like. Stay tuned.